Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a bit of a dump. Bitcoin right around $100,000. Ethereum down to about $3,170, down 12%. While the rest of the crypto space, these altcoins are deep in the red, guys. Another double-digit day for the altcoins, coming down to much lower levels. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but once again, guys, we have to focus on the large caps. Bitcoin it is. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here, because we can see that the overall market cap continues to drop. It has been dropping for the last little while, another 5.4% to the downside, and unfortunately with some trading volume. As you can see, the market participation is increasing. This is not what we want, right? Obviously, if you're a bear, of course, you're loving it. And if you're a bull right now, guys, it's definitely testing our patience, it's testing our portfolios, it's testing everything about us at the current moment, because at the end of the day, guys, when does this dip finally stop falling? And of course, guys, it's hard to tell, and it's hard to say that anybody knows exactly where this is going to go. No fortune telling here on the channel. There's no predictions. There's none of that. It's just a case of probability, right? Probability, statistical probability. And I'm going to tell you this. Bitcoin hitting $100,000 as we speak. Guys, it's a very psychological level. It's a very important level. Psychologically, falling below $100,000 could cause a little bit of pain from a psychological perspective. Like, you know, at the end of the day, could we afford more of a psychological, impact? And this is the thing, guys. Right now, the market, if you look at X, if you look at the socials, they are very, very bearish. In fact, it is likely that at this current moment, the majority of the market is capitulating. And guys, time-based capitulation has been a factor. Now we're also introducing price-based capitulation, which, guys, given the fact that we broke down today from very important levels, and if you've been following me here on the channel, I gave you those levels very clearly. We should have been prepared for this dip. This dip is something that should have been factored in. And as you guys know, I don't move my goalposts, but I'm going to have to say it very clearly today, is that in the short term, meaning 4-hour time frame and below, guys, we're bearish. We're bearish. So, which means that we have to prepare for shorts upon any relief on the lower time frames, because the bears are in control at the current moment. Now, if you are entering fresh shorts and looking at higher time frames, be very careful. Be very careful, because for the most part, guys, if you noticed in the last, I would say, 3 days or so, we've been already getting the redness. So being into fresh shorts right now, getting into a fresh short right now, in big picture is a little bit too late, meaning higher time frames, it's a bit too late, because you're trying to right now, assume that we're going to continue breaking down in one red candle forever and ever. That's usually not the case, guys. But when we do get some relief, we might want to enter some short positions. Guys, we'll talk about this in a second. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart, and I'll tell you exactly what I think here at the moment. Bitcoin rolling over, Ethereum rolling over. Unfortunate, especially Ethereum, guys, because ultimately Ethereum is giving us that indication that the market is not willing to get risk on. And tonight we'll talk about other factors, right? Because the other major factor at the current moment is the DXY. The American dollar is showing strength. And what does that usually involve, right? That usually involves other pairings, the assets that are paired against USDT or US dollar, including all these USDT trading pairs, are going to fall against the dollar. And this is what's amplifying this red dip. We also have to understand that the stock markets are also correlated to the DXY, And we are also seeing the regular stock market coming down for a bit of a dip. This is something that we have to understand, is the current battle is against the dollar. It's not necessarily, against any other factor. So we have to consider this at the current moment. And you see all the altcoins right now. Look at them. Another double-digit dip day. Guys, look at the last 7 days. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to customize this right here, right now. And I'm going to put the last 30 days in. And what I want you to see is in the last 30 days, we'll see that there are projects that are down 30% plus. Look at Chainlink, 36% dip right here. This is an amazing, amazing dip opportunity. Obviously, guys, 28% here. Anything Ethereum based is coming down as well. XLM, not interested, but look at this, 34%. We got 28%. Another Ethereum, 46% on Sui, guys. Sui, 46% coming down. Crazy. AVAX, 48% in the last 30 days. Right? Zcash is up. It's been killing it. It is what it is. But as you can see, a lot of these projects, the ones that we're bullish on, Mantle, 39%. Should I be buying more? I think I am. I'll be honest. I'm looking for spot positions very soon. I'm just going to let this kind of cool off a little bit, form a structure, and I'm going to be deploying on spot. It's okay if it comes down further. Spot is the way to do it right now. BitTensor, still looking good, right? 23% to the upside in the last 30 days. Did get a pullback since last night. If you guys watched the live streams, if you joined me live, you would have noticed I was telling you guys, Bitcoin looks like trash, because it fell and broke back into the range and the TA played out perfectly. It's down 20% today in one day. Guys, this is it. ICP's been pumping. I'm afraid of this pump. There's no reason for ICP to be pumping. Just keep that in mind while the rest of the market is running. ICP is pumping. Guys, this is manipulation. This is psychological manipulation. Be careful. Be careful. Okay? It could pump more. It's all good. Let ICP pump. It is what it is. Don't be chasing those candles because you'll be exit liquidity in a blink. As you see, guys, the market in general in the last 30 days, near protocol, 40%. Okay, OKB, 40%. There's a lot, guys. Aptos, 53%. Guys, these are dips. These are major dips. Dash has been killing it. It's been doing good. It is what it is, guys. The privacy OG, dust coins are doing great all of a sudden. But as we keep on going down, Arbitrum, 43, Pump Fund, 45%. All those people bullish on Pump Fund. Guys, it doesn't matter. The market has plans. It's going to execute. Look at this coming down. In a way, I'm hoping that the market cleanses all the garbage out of this market so we can focus on traditional technology, traditional fundamentals. That is what carried the crypto space all the way here. And I'm hoping that we cleanse this market out of its filth so that we can actually focus our capital into strength rather than all this frothy nonsense. VeChain, 41%. Look at all of this. Guys, there's opportunities everywhere. Now, the biggest issue is this done? Are we coming down further? Guys, we have to use Bitcoin as a lead indicator. So let's get going. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. At the end of the day, we got to expect that Bitcoin dipping down to these levels, falling lower than the previous lows is not a good look. Why? Because we officially created a change of character from the market structure. Not a good look, but it is what it is, guys. How much lower do we go? Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. Ultimately, guys, we're not changing the interval. I don't know what happened here, but we're looking at this right here. Ultimately, what we look at is, the support. The support is important. Now, you guys know that I look at this chart every single day. This is the chart that I use as my main driver, to track Bitcoin. But lately, I've been using another chart, and I've been, just using it as a sandbox to kind of look at, big picture. Let's take a different objective. Let's take a look at the 4-day for a second. And I've been sharing this on the Discord the last little while. You can see clearly that we're still in the uptrend, right? And this is one thing that we have to understand. And I'm going to share with you my bearish targets, because as of now, the target is still the focus, right? The daily. Look at what's been happening here on this chart. We make highs, higher high. We made higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Can we still make a higher low and maintain the trajectory to the upside? Is this a possibility? 100%. 100% this is a possibility. So this is something that we have to consider, is that the current bears out there are acting like we're coming down to the bear market, which we have to understand that the bear market is all the way down here. Are we there yet? Absolutely not. Are we at a level that we should be concerned? Where's my concerning level? Bear market level for me is $58,500. I feel that ultimately that's where we will nestle into the bear market and go sideways for a year, right? And go sideways and form our bottom, similar to what happened here. That's what I think. Now, again, I'm not going to be a fortune teller here, but that's where I level that I can see liquidity at, where we can hold a bit of support given the previous run and so on and so forth. All into here. This is where I'm looking. Now, if we look at what's happening today, guys, we have a lot of work to do before we get there. Can it happen? Sure. We could roll over from here and come down. If you look at oscillators at the current moment, a lot of them are showing divergence. Let me just quickly go on the 4-day so I can show you what I mean. You can see from here all the way from about here, as the price is rising, we're seeing a Class A bearish divergence. Do we finally get follow through where we break this trend line and come down to 58K, if maybe even lower? Guys, I honestly, the most important thing that I could say here on this video is to say, allow the trend, the character of the trend of the market structure to break before you make critical decisions. Right now, if you're going to trade the range, all the power to you. These were the highs, and we talked about these highs and the probability of the highs. We talked about the break of the low, again, where we would have to flip bearish, and we've targeted it today. We did it, guys. It's it. If you're a bear right now, congratulations, and you're in shorts, congratulations. Right? It is what. And if you are in shorts that are printing, guys, be prepared to get defensive on those. Why? Because now is the moment where we start to really look for extensions being hit. Okay, so this is where we are on this trend line. Let's go back to my traditional chart for a second. Right here. Let's go back to my traditional chart. I want to exit. I want to get rid of the oscillators, because at this moment, what's the most important is that we're trekking to oversold conditions. Okay, this is where we are right now. You can see here on the Bitcoin chart, here on the daily, we're getting oversold, guys. Let it happen. We can get a bit of a mean reversion play at any moment now, where we get back up right into here, momentum gets back up, and then we come down and get oversold. Volatility coming down, momentum coming down. This is the sweet spot. I'm waiting till then before I start deploying crazy capital and start using leverage again. I'm waiting for the daily to get oversold and fully reset. Okay, that's my going strategy has always been to do that, and I'm going to follow through there. However, getting rid of these again, right? Where do we expect that to land, that oversold state? The truth is, my target has always been 97,000. If you've been following me here on the channel, you know that that's my first point of interest. And guys, unfortunately, that's where we're hitting. You can see this imbalance is allowing the price to fall through that level. After reaching this triple top, we fell through. The plan to get within the range, the plan to get bearish should have been on these red, right? I told you guys, no fresh longs on Bitcoin. You're looking for healthy risk to reward ratios, position of strength at these levels. If you were up at on any of your positions, that was your moment to de-risk. And if you were going to buy any allocations, it would be based on healthy risk to reward ratio opportunities, bear market bottom type of levels, especially on altcoins. Okay, then we came down, we broke, and we make a lower low, and unfortunately we came back up, back into the range, which definitely caused a lot of grief for people, including myself, that trade the 4-hour, because the 4-hour wasn't giving me an edge. We got rejected at the point of interest and confirmed a lower low. Guys, Bitcoin is an official downtrend. This is important because a lot of people are confusing a downtrend with a bear market. Now I'm going to just come here. Is this a downtrend or is this a bear market? Okay, this is something that we have. Is this a downtrend or is this a bear market? This is something that we really have to understand. Language is key, because if you don't choose the right language to describe your emotion, all you're really doing is projecting emotional imbalance across the space, which is also called FUD, right? So this is where we are right now. Are we going to be spreading FUD on this dip? No, we're going to keep it real. If you are trading the daily, guys, you're still okay. You're just waiting to come down to the bottom of the range. You're just hoping that the trend is continuing to the upside, and the likelihood of coming down to this level right here, right around 97,000, and holding a bottom right around here is necessary and critical. And ultimately, hopefully, we get a nice market structure shift down here where we can enter longs once again, the same way we went long here, straight to the upside, and we de-risked and waited for structure patiently for this moment. Okay, so this is the structure. We've achieved it, right? This was FOMO Central. We did not achieve it, but this is what we have at the current moment. So what would you do here on the daily? Like I said, if you're entering shorts, it's got to be on the lower time frames, not the daily. The daily shorts have passed. In fact, shorts in general, in my opinion, in the immediate short term, should be avoided. Okay, let's get down to the 4 hour and let's talk about the reality of the short-term time frame. The short-term time frame, which is the 4 hour, which I'm going to use as a standard here. You can use the 6 hour, even the 1 hour, but the 4 hours are great right now, a decent time frame to look at because it gives you all the sentiment. The truth is that we have the imbalance that we're falling through. We're breaking below $100,000 as we speak. We can come down to the 97,000 and touch that liquidity right into this order block. This order block has to act as support. As you can see, point of control is here. Everything is necessary. Everything is here. The necessary factors to hold support. However, if the bears come in strong, they're going to hunt all of this liquidity and come down to the bottom of the range, and likely maybe we start looking for support as low as at about 93,000. That's if the bears have enough strength to take all of this and get people wrecked even down here at the bottom of this range, because there is trapped liquidity here, whether we like it or not. There's liquidity at the top, there's liquidity at the bottom. The majority of the liquidity in the zone is based on volume. That's the indication of where that liquidity has been accumulated, is right about now 100,000 and slightly below at about 93. Could we come down there? 100%. Could we play around into this level? 100%. Could we form a market structure shift, a change of character right in this level? 100%. So what I'm going to be doing is realizing that any longs right now, anybody that's going to be longing right now, is assuming that we're going to get a recovery or trading a dead cat bounce, or any shorts after this long is expecting a further downside for continuation. And that's a viable option. Shorting right now is too dangerous, in my opinion. You're hitting a level where risk to reward ratio becomes healthy. I would be looking for the magnet right around 97,000. Maybe we come down there. That's the level right around here, and then start looking for long positions. What I would be more worried about is what happens upon the bullish response. Wait for at least a bullish response before you capitulate, guys. If you're planning to exit crypto right now, which that's the hottest topic at the current moment, I'll be telling you this, is that don't be selling bottoms. At least if you're going to do that, if you're going to have those weekends and shift out of the market because your thesis is that we're coming down to the abyss, guys, wait for at least a bit of relief to the upside and exit on an exit pump. So what you would want to see is a bit of relief to the upside and exit right around this area as the previous price action acts as resistance. However, you're not going to be the only one doing this idea. The amount of bears that exist in the market right now is way more than the bears that existed right here and here and here, obviously, right? And all of this level. There's so much bearishness at the current moment that I am expecting a lot of people to short the relief. And if that's the case, if people start piling into major shorts here and start looking for opportunities to hedge their entire portfolio, what they're trying to really do here is get into an epic trade that is essentially going to print them millions, right? This is the mentality. And based on that, I'm expecting lots of leverage. And these are the moments right into here, if we get that relief, that things could change in a very drastic way. Why? Because this is where you get the short squeeze. This is where that could happen in a very aggressive way, similar to what happens right here. Quick capitulation, come back up. People think that it's going to be a dead cat bounce and come down for a lower low. Shorts get squeezed, bang, move to the upside, right? This could happen. So what's important is that if we do get this relief here on Bitcoin, that we realize that it is a big distribution, first. Secondly, that this distribution doesn't have to play out. That's important. It's all probability. And that if we're going to enter shorts, that you practice healthy risk management. Make sure that you put those stop losses, because the sentiment in today's market, today, is as such that the playing ground is perfect for a counter trend trade, which means that going long right now will cause a lot of pain if we end up getting that short squeeze. What you have to understand that is that the definition of a melt up, right? Market melt up is a FOMO induced price increase, surge in price that is usually leads to a quick aggressive retracement or pullback. This right here could lead to that massive move eventually and then come right back down. So we have to understand is that the only hopium that we have right now is what happens on a bit of relief. This is not even important, because if this holds, all it could be is a dead cat bounce where we come down for a lower low and continue to the downside. You get my point. So yes, this would be a great entry, but what's most important to me is what happens here. Do we retrace, or do we flag out for a bull flag, continuation to the upside, and squeeze all the shorts that enter on the top of this range? That's what's more interesting to me, because that would give me that indication that, yeah, all of this was just crazy manipulation and we're ready for a reversal. Up until now, don't try to catch those bottoms, guys, because this bottom right now, $100,000, it could hold, but it could also keep on going down to that $97,400 zone. You can see that this does look like a distribution, guys. It's the bearish scenario. So yes, I will be looking for shorts right around 105,000. That's what I will be doing. But at the same time, I will be very aware of the potential short squeeze that could happen and have a stop loss just in case. And at the same time, have my finger on the trigger to go long, because if that squeeze happens, it will be lucrative and it might just cause the rally that we're looking for. Guys, a lot of hopium here, of course, in this video. A lot of reality here in this video, because you can see on the short term, we're still in a downtrend. Be careful out there, guys. Put those emotions at bay. Think logically. Think strategically, and come up with a plan that protects you. It doesn't matter about the gains. It's about protecting your capital. Your initial investment needs to be protected at the current moment. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.